Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the VladCast.
Hey, everyone. It's good to be back. Season 2, we're very excited to be here. I know you haven't heard from us in a while.
Lest you thought it would end at the end of Season 1. And if it just, quick thing here, if you haven't watched the last episode of Season 1, you have to do that before watching this one.
Spoiler alert here, and we're going to give you 5 seconds here. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I pulled a gun into the studio and shot Vlad right in the face.
That's right. He took that Derringer and he pointed it right at my noggin and he pulled the trigger.
And it's a miracle that he's actually up and walking. Some doctors said that he would never even be able to function ever again. The bullet luckily was lodged in your hippocampus, I believe.
Yeah, right in the locular hippocampus. Yeah. It lodged itself in, and I was out for a good 3 weeks or so.
The short-term memory is a little funky.
It's still a little fuzzy, but I'm recovering pretty well, to be honest. But I have to say, I'm just filling in you guys because Jerome and I have been on this end of it. But once it happened, I got to be honest with you, Jerome. I was pretty upset with you.
And I was pretty upset at you as well. I mean,
so shooting me didn't really take out all the energy, anger.
It didn't. I thought I would feel some kind of sweet release in it, but truly, I didn't feel any better. I just thought, damn, if only he had died there, I would have felt a little better.
Right. No, I understand that, and like I said, I was really angry at you, and if I was still angry at you, we wouldn't be doing this podcast right now.
No, of course not. We really tried our best, and
yeah, you want to tell them about the vacation we took together?
Of course. So right after he recovered and was able to think again to we decided that it was in our best interests to take a trip down to Sandals, Jamaica.
This beautiful lakeside resort in central Jamaica. It's a really beautiful location, Sandals, Jamaica.
All-inclusive.
Couples vacation. So there was a bunch of other couples, and we were the only, non-couple there.
I mean, a couple is such a interesting word, most of the time you're thinking of romantic, but
right.
I'd say that,
literally,
me and Vlad have a professional relationship.
Right, literally, we are a couple.
We are. We're a couple of guys.
That's all we are?
All right, moving on.
Yeah, so, Jerome, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Society today, and the date is Monday, March 16th, 2020, and this beautiful Massapequa day.
It's gorgeous.
Honestly, it's really cool that the world is so peaceful and healthy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's been so long since we've heard about any disease or plague or virus.
Just feeling on top of the world in general.
Just feeling really on top of the world. Nothing's going to stop me from pursuing my dreams.
Right. And spring is starting, and, that kills all sickness of any type. So I'm really happy about that.
And, everything seems curable right now. I'm really happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just watch your Corona there. Just don't let it fall off the table.
No, of course not. No, I'll keep it here.
But, I'm just feeling really healthy. I'm feeling really happy, and I'm just feeling good, and I'm very, excited to get back into the podcasting with you, Jerome. With that, I think we should go into our next segment. This is Decision 2020. So as you know, President Mandel is running for re-election this year.
It's a big year, and this November we're going to decide the future of our country.
Right, so President Mandel, he's ending his first 4-year term this year, and there's been some drama. So President Mandel is obviously of party number 1, and party number 2...
Well, we had Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci was that. Remember, he was the presumptive nominee.
He had been very popular last year, as we saw, the development of him plugging the Nye cadaver.
Right. I mean, this was a national emergency.
He became a national icon.
He's a national icon.
People said he was a shoo-in.
They did, and we just want to fill you guys in on this. So, going into the last poll was taken, Joe Pesci was polling 70% approval rating.
Absolutely.
Which is
Mandel
incredible.
Had been blown out.
Mandel was at 40-something approval rating. So Pesci would have been great. But that was until the Electoral Commission slapped down the decision that Joe Pesci was too soggy to run for president.
After all the nye fluids and Dunkachino incident, he physically cannot run. If you remember the Mandel Bill of 2017, they actually passed that you have to be a certain level of dry in order to be the president, just to avoid an incident like this. And
Pesci's blood vessels were just filled with that Dunkachino fluid, but mostly 89% of his fluid was all that nye cadaver fluid,
like a wet piece of bread. And they're still studying him, seeing what the nye cadaver fluid is. But more importantly, now we have a new candidate that's emerged on the scene, and we're not really sure where Mandel is going to stand with this person.
Right, because this guy truly is a wild card. You've heard about him in the past, but it's clear now that this guy is looking like the presumptive nominee, the man who is going to take on Howie Mandel.
Now, I don't know, Vlad. I believe that this man's a loose cannon, and Mandel comes with a certain level of just sustainability and consistency. So I'm not sure if I'm on board with this person.
Okay, well, I like President Mandel, but he has some clear weaknesses as president, and I think this guy can bring a fresh look to the White House. Not totally sure which I'm going to go with, but I guess the only way to find out is to talk to him face-to-face, or, over the internet, that is, and get some answers.
Lucky for us, we actually have him here today via Skype.
So let me just ring him right now, and we will talk to Craig McRobinson. And the phone call is going through right now. Craig, are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Mr. McRobinson, it's a pleasure to be speaking with you.
Always a pleasure to be speaking to you.
We know you are wrapped up in some engagements right now, so we appreciate you making yourself, available.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Craig, for any listeners and or voters who aren't familiar with who you are or your platform, can you just give them a quick introduction of who you are?
Yeah, of course. My name is Craig Robinson. I am running in the presidential election in 2020. I am the candidate for the lesser-known Ganja Party.
Right. What are some of your platforms that you're running on?
Well, of course, number one is legalization. It's got to happen.
Of?
Marijuana.
What is that?
It's a great drug. It's a drug.
The drug, is it like Advil or Viagra?
Oh, no, it's like a plant.
Wait, plant. How could a plant be a drug? No. Okay, so you're a little confused here. I plant plants in my yard, and I eat them sometimes as like tomatoes. But how do you drug a plant? What does that mean?
It's a special type of plant. It's got some crazy properties in it, man. I think I believe it dates back to an old Tibetan ritual.
Okay.
And over the years, it has traveled out of Tibet, once the Silk Road was really established. And to skip ahead where we are today, marijuana now is used as a recreational drug. And it's incredible, and for some reason it's criminalized. We're trying to criminalize it.
Okay, well that sounds pretty interesting. But I bet you're on top of the world right now, Craig. Obviously, you were, up until very recently, not considered a serious contender for the presidency. But ever since the candidate, Joe Pesci, has been eliminated from the competition, you're looking like the frontrunner. How is this new frontrunner status treating you?
It's treating very well. I was a little sad to see Pesci go.
Oh man, there's two of us.
It was a wonderful rivalry. It was how debate should be done. It was how politics should be done.
Right, and obviously, but the Electoral Commission disqualified him for being too soggy, after soaking up all that cadaver fluid. What do you think about that decision by the Electoral Commission? Was that right? Was it wrong? What do you think about that?
So of course I would like the competition again, but I understand why they did it.
Right.
I can completely understand why they did it. It was written down in code, back in 1776. It was written in code. You cannot be soggy.
Right. Well, I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with that 1776 code. We have different info here.
Now, I'm not a legislator in Congress or anything. I don't really play the politics game very often, but I did know that President Mandel in 2017 did release a bill saying that contenders can't be soggy. Do you feel like he's playing a fair game with this?
Or was he already,
Or was this already in the document?
Was he doomed to fail?
So since I'm a history buff and I know about that original code, I'm one for help me out with the word precedent. I'm one for precedent. So since that precedent was established, I can't really argue with it. I don't agree with Mandel on most of his views, but this is one thing I can give him.
Okay.
Now, Craig, I do have to ask you. I'm sorry for addressing you by your first name, but
it's all right.
All right, thank you very much. Have you thought of a vice presidential candidate that you might be running with?
There's been a few names floating around.
Right. Let's run some by you. Donna Summer, is she gonna be your?
Oh no, don't know where that started.
Billy Ray Cyrus, I've also heard.
Billy Ray Cyrus is a possible choice.
We're making. How about Billie Eilish? No, flat out no. No chance there.
Billy Mays, I've heard, is also in the talks.
No, neither of those Billies.
Billy Papick?
No, but I will give you a little insider tip. But there might be a Billy Joel on board.
Oh!
Wow! So you're definitely gonna have some musical entertainment.
So you're probably very under pressure.
Yeah. But
you got a whole piano man on your side.
A real uptown girl.
I went for the uptown girl.
Well, yeah. So we're very happy to get that out of you.
And the last choice, if I'm being honest, he's kind of front runner at this point, and I think it's ready to announce.
Okay.
But not officially yet.
This is pretty big.
This is pretty
really
big news.
Glad we're
Everybody,
covering this first.
get ready for the potential vice presidential pick from presidential candidate Craig McRobinson. Who is it?
I believe we spoke about him actually on a previous podcast. He originally was European magistrate, head of the Supreme Court, and so I'm happy to announce that leading the race is Will Ferrell.
Oh.
Wow. That is huge news.
I like that. I really do like that.
World famous snowboarder Will Ferrell is going to be Mr. McRobinson's vice president, folks. You heard it here on the VladCast. How did you come to this decision?
You just got to look at facts with these types of things. You got to see who has the best record, who is likable by both the government and the people, and who can keep up with you when you smoke.
Wait, what was that last one?
Who can keep up with you when you smoke? The ganja.
Can you elaborate that one a little bit?
I'm referring to marijuana again.
Oh, is that the plant you were talking about?
Yes, that is the plant, and since it makes you feel happy and silly, some people tap out early, and tapping out early it's a really bad move.
So when you're saying when you two eat the plant together, he keeps up with you?
Well, sometimes we eat it, sometimes we smoke it, sometimes directly into the bloodstream.
You smoke a plant?
Yeah.
All right, these are a lot of new ideas that I'm not familiar with.
What about the Coca-Cola? Do you do any of that?
Oh, of course.
Well, interesting.
Okay. Well, the citizens of Massapequa, they sent in some questions that they wanted us to ask you, Mr. McRobinson. So you've recently seen some controversy in you've had a walk control scandal.
I believe the quote you used behind closed doors with Billy Bush was hey...
Oh, you can't read that. You can't read that on the air.
Can I, please...
No, stop. Craig, so obviously there are a lot of things going around about you and walk control. Can you just clarify it for the people?
So that's currently a legal battle, and so I actually cannot.
Oh.
Okay, but you have to understand, a lot of people here in Massapequa are very concerned about what this might mean for your presidency.
Just dropping a term like legal battle could do numbers on your campaign.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I have some good lawyers. We have full confidence that everything will be cleared up and will come out stronger than ever.
And I heard that the Kardashian is on your side. Rob Kardashian?
The only Kardashian in existence is supporting your campaign.
Yeah. Actually, we spoke a few times on the phone. We're actually supposed to meet in person to actually discuss the campaign next week. And I'm really excited for it.
That's wonderful. Now, I'm kind of a data nerd, if I'm being honest. So I was looking through the numbers this morning, and your campaign finance filings showed something interesting. Out of the $4,000 that you've received as donations, it seems like you've spent $3,500 on something called Hash. Can you...
That's what the Venmo did say.
The Venmo... we have the Venmo receipt right there. It says Hash with some emoji of a leaf or something. Can you explain what Hash is and why did you spend $3,500 on it?
And who is the Green Goblin?
Yeah, please.
So you guys are catching me a little off guard here, but I'm more than willing to elaborate.
Please do. A lot of questions.
So Hash is marijuana again, plant.
Marijuana?
Yes, the smokable.
Okay. With Will Ferrell, you said.
Thing, the Tibetan thing.
Yeah.
The Tibet, right? Yeah. Tibet or something like that.
And so this actually it's a great segue for me to help promote my another platform of mine, which is Universal Marijuana Income.
Please, please elaborate on what you mean by universal marijuana income.
So you see how both of you haven't heard of marijuana before?
Yes,
never.
We're quite in the dark.
Yeah, not even once.
There are just too many people in this world who've never heard of it. And that is just wrong, because this is how to end conflict of all kinds. It's a wonderful business. It's good for the environment. There's really not a bad thing about it, and it makes you feel amazing and silly. And so I think that every person in Massapequa should be given marijuana on a weekly basis.
Now, we are not a silly people here in Massapequa.
We're very serious, actually, I'd like to say.
We're pretty serious people, like Jerome said.
We've faced a lot over the past year.
Why would we want to be silly?
Well, so that's actually the wonderful thing about marijuana, is that there's two different kinds. And there's one kind that makes you feel really silly, and and one that makes you feel very serious.
Okay, I think the Massapequa folks would like the serious type.
Yeah, then that's an indica.
Okay.
Indica. Serious indica.
Right. We have our intern taking a lot of notes here. Oh, we actually have an intern for season 2. We'll introduce the audience to them in a separate episode. But we've taken all these notes down. We're going to look into a lot of these words that you're saying because we are not familiar whatsoever with them. But that's about it. What we have for you, Craig. Do you have a parting statement before we let you go?
Come vote for me. I'll be a great president. And let's make Massapequa just one big smoke sesh.
Hey, thank you for having us. Thank you for letting us have you on here, Craig.
You could tell Jerome is very impressed. Thank you. Straight from the horse's mouth, you heard it here, folks. That was Craig McRobinson. Thanks so much, Craig.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Billy Joel. Wow.
Billy Joel.
That's an intense name to be dropping.
I mean, that's a big get for, a relatively unknown candidate. That's going to change some things in the race.
Absolutely. That's a real big shot. I couldn't help myself with that last one. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jerome, you are a music connoisseur. I think that was a great interview with Craig. He seems like a pretty down-to-earth guy. I need to do some research on the Marahu?
The Marajana? That's how
I don't remember. Our intern, they'll show us the notes after.
Marigina, he's saying.
Marigina?
Yeah.
Okay. But moving on a little bit, we do kind of want to be a little serious for this one because our beloved member of our Vlad EP cast, you've seen him in the Tweet Ultimatum, and that's it.
It's a shame. We found out this morning, actually, that...
a terrible accident occurred at the Six Flags Massapequa.
He was currently being seated on the Twister ride and was projected off when his restraints weren't tight enough, 1,300 feet, right into a warehouse.
So this was like an abandoned warehouse, and he just fell flat on the concrete.
A lot of scrapes, a lot of fluids.
A lot of broken bones. So Marty's family tells us that every single bone in his body is broken.
And a direct quote from him: he will be eating out of a straw for the next 6 to 9 months.
So, obviously, not an ideal situation. Marty, we wish you the best. It looks like you'll never walk again, but we're sorry about that.
And we're thinking of sending some cast members up to see you soon. We promise, but we got some busy schedules.
Right, I mean, we have a show to upkeep, so don't really expect anything from us besides this. This is actually a huge thing. This is like 45 seconds of airtime, so...
We've said your name like 3 times before.
Yeah.
Be grateful.
I don't think anybody really knew who you were before this, Marty, so you could kind of just shut up and just accept the compliment.
Man, who cares if he's heartbroken about this? A lot more is already broken. Whoa. Okay, wait, I'm getting
What is that on your phone there?
Update here. It's from CNN. It says... famous singer Evie B involved in new U2 scandal.
Oh, have you heard about the U2 scandal?
The U2 movement has been going through our country recently.
Right. So the U2 movement is this thing where celebrities are being caught listening to U2's new album. And, you know, it goes without explaining that if you're caught listening to that album, you're as good as dead. So, wow, I'm really surprised Evie B was hit with this one.
This is social suicide for the artist.
You know, she's a bubblegum pop singer. You've heard all her songs before.
Such as...
Poor Little Pierrette, I think.
Poor Little Pierrette, that's a classic. Brotherhood of Man, that's another good one. Yeah. But really, I think she's more of a one-hit wonder, if we're being honest. Poor Little Pierrette.
Yeah, that was kind of her peak, I think.
Where's your Pierrot?
Right, I mean, that was the classic. They had T-shirts saying, "Where's your Pierrot?"
And, you know, now I think that with this U2 movement, we're going to see a lot of play on words involving that protests and such.
Right. I mean, if you're a celebrity out there, just stop listening to U2. It's not good, you know? Evie B, I hate to say it, but you kind of do deserve to be canceled over this one.
And
why are you listening to it?
It's almost as controversial, really, I feel, as a certain director that's been mentioned in the media recently.
Right, but to avoid lawsuits, we shouldn't mention the names, right?
He was just locked up. Mr. Frank...
Okay, we're going to move on a little bit there. Jerome, you were talking to me something about earlier. I couldn't really understand what you were saying, and I still don't understand.
So there's a lot going on in the global scale here.
Right, you're into international politics. I'm just not following. So just explain what's going on.
So this is pretty big. It's the first time we've seen something like this in I'd say 30 years. Yes, it's only been that long, unfortunately, and we thought it was going to last a little longer. But so Pakistan and Turkey have issued a alliance.
These are countries?
Countries,
okay.
Yes. Well, now they're actually joining together to make Pakistan-Turkey into the new Soviet Union. And now Russia's getting involved here because, you know, the Soviet Union was their thing. It originated on their grounds.
Is Russia a third country?
Well, Russia is a third country.
Okay.
You know,
that's a lot of countries to keep track of here.
And they weren't offered an invite to join. They were actually told, do not join, we don't want you here. So we're going to see a lot more tensions grow in this field, I think, in the coming weeks. but it's intense. An Iron Curtain is being put up over Europe once again.
Wow.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Vlad?
I honestly have no thoughts. I don't really know what any of this means. It sounds cool.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. It's pretty scary, but...
Is it scary? Is it a bad thing?
I think this is pretty bad. Yeah, democracy is once again on the line. And also, I hear they plan on taking your liberties.
Whose?
Your liberties. Specifically you.
Just me?
And all the people in Massapequa.
Oh, no.
It's quite an interesting bit.
Right, I can't let that happen. Wow. So, okay, we're about at our time limit here, folks. I just want to close by letting you know something personal that's going on in my life. I recently got a pet cat named Cupcake, and she's really cute.
I can also confirm that Cupcake is, I'm going to say, an 8 out of 10 on the cute scale.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the cutest cat I've ever seen. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
No, I mean, she's super cute. Don't get me wrong. She's not the cutest.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are cuter cats in the world.
Of course.
But she's super cute, I think.
Yeah. But it's a kitten.
She's got to grow.
That's all I got to say. It's a kitten. Now, hopefully you can keep it on a healthy feeding cycle.
Oh, totally. No, me and my domestic partner are really on track with that. Making sure Cupcake eats at the right times. But with that, folks, that concludes the first episode of the second season of the VladCast. I am Vladimir Putin.
And Jerome Townsley here, signing out.
Good night, Massapequa.